Good morning, ladies, and happy Friday. Rise on up. It is the start of a brand new day. Guess what? We survived the first week of back to school, at least for some of us. And it was actually a great week, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, everything went according to plan. And actually, I'm liking the flow, and so is Miss Scarlett. So I am, that's the word I'm looking for, content on how things went. Going to head to the gym before we start our day, but we're going to hop on Jeremiah chapter 19 and fill our cup. What are we going to be talking about? The sign of the broken flask. What the heck does that mean? Not sure. But Jeremiah chapter 19, verse 1 goes like this. Thus says the Lord, go and get a potter's earthen flask and take some of the elders of the people and some of the elders of the priests and go out to the valley of the son of Hinnom, which is by the entry of the potsherd gate, and proclaim there the words that I will tell you. And say, hear the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah, inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will bring such a catastrophe on this place, that whoever hears of it, his ears will tingle. Verse 4, because they have forsaken me and made this an alien place, because they have burned incense in it to other gods, whom neither they, their fathers, nor the kings of Judah have known, and have filled this place with the blood of the innocents. They have also built the high places of Baal to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings to Baal, which I did not command or speak, nor did it come into my mind. Therefore, behold, the days are coming, says the Lord, that this place shall no more be called Tophet, or the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. And I will make the void of the counsel of Judah and Jerusalem in this place, and I will cause them to fall by the sword before their enemies and by the hands of those who seek their lives. Their corpses I will give as meat for the birds of the heaven and for the beasts of the earth. I will make the city desolate and a hissing. Everyone who passes by it will be astonished and hiss because of all its plagues. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and everyone shall eat the flesh of his friend in the siege and in the desperation with which their enemies and those who seek their lives shall drive them to despair. Verse 10, then you shall break the flask in the sight of the men who go with you, and say to them, thus says the Lord of hosts, even so I will bring this people and this city as one breaks a potter's vessel, which cannot be made whole again. And they shall bury them in Tophet till there is no place to bury. Thus I will do this in this place, says the Lord, and to all its inhabitants, and make this city like Tophet in the houses of Jerusalem. And the houses of the kings of Judah shall be defiled like the place of Tophet, because all of the houses on whose roofs they have burned incense to all the hosts of heaven and poured out drink offerings to other gods. Verse 14, then Jeremiah came from Tophet, where the Lord had sent him to prophecy, and he stood in the court of the Lord's house and said to all the people, thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will bring on this city and all her towns all the doom that I have pronounced against it, because they have stiffened their necks that they may not hear my words. Now, what is the context behind chapter 19? So, it states in our study Bible that the potsherd gate is identified with the dung or refuse gate, which indicated that the city dump was nearby. Potsherds are broken pieces of pottery. Now, abandoning the true God and following idols was not only a violation of the first commandment, but also involved a host of corollary sins included in pagan worship, with the worst being human sacrifice. Hissing was then, as it still is in the Middle East, a sign of derision, which means desolate, Hebrew word shama, and it may be translated waste or horror. The people had destroyed one another by participation in ritual human sacrifice, and God's judgment would confirm them in mutual self-destruction. Eating flesh was one of the curses for its disobedience. The prophecy was literally fulfilled first in 586 BC and again in AD 70, and as recorded by the historian Josephus. Under pressure of the siege, the people of Jerusalem ate the flesh of their children and devoured one another. Now Jeremiah has completed the parable, and God commanded Jeremiah to break the flask and in the name of the Lord to predict the destruction of the city. The first analogy emphasizes God's sovereignty over his people. And that's it. Sovereignty over his people. He will. Sovereignty over his people. I mean, if we worship idols, I mean, the 10 Commandments are the top 10 things, right? And honestly, to me, in my opinion, 10 Commandments, even if you weren't a believer, are pretty basic human being morale, no matter what it is that you decide to follow or listen to. It's the same basic, you know, nice, don't kill anybody, don't steal, you know, honor thy parents, of course, God willing, depending on what it is. I get it. I mean, there's just a list, and I don't think it's that easy to hard to follow, but it definitely gives us a sense of where to start as individuals and being kind to one another. But we've veered off from that, but it's all good, because the more we fill our cup, the more we know how to bring the light back into the world full of darkness. But I'm heading out. I gotta get the day going and finish off. But let's go do this, get the day going. Have a blessed weekend. Stay encouraged, and see you tomorrow.